Hi, this is Mary Flower. And yes, I'm a junk journal, art journal-aholic. And I think I make too many, but then again, how many is too many? So I'm going to show you some funny ones, and I don't even know what I'm going to use them for, but you know, when you get an obsession to make these things, you don't know what to do with yourself. But it keeps me out of the bars, as my husband would say. So I'm just going to show you a few. I have 4 here, and I'll just show you where I got them and why I made them like this. This one I actually got at a thrift store, and I think I paid 50 cents for this, and I decided to alter it and add stuff to it. Well, it actually had these papers in here, and these were very, very beautiful papers, but they were just like a thin paper, so I just used inks. I sprayed inks on the whole thing, and then I made the cover, and I did use on this one right here some of this diamond glaze. I love this stuff, by the way. And I painted the edges. It was already bound, and it just took the ink so beautifully. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. I will do a quick flip through because the colors are beautiful, and most of it's either this really thin paper or kind of a, I don't know what this is, but it's very flexible and kind of hard. I really like it, and some of the places have a little place to put like corners in it. So I started adding a few fun things in here, and I'm not sure, like I say, what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's so beautiful. The colors are so vibrant. I just like doing it. And like I said, when you have an obsession, how can you stop, you know? And I'm sure there's a few of you out there that have the same kind of obsession, but at least it keeps me so I'm not lonesome. And I enjoy the visuals of it. And eventually, I actually use everything that I make in some way or another. When I have some event or something, I go, oh, yeah, that'll be a good thing to use that one for. That'll be fun. This one has little flowers, little butterflies right there. And as you can see, it's it's really pretty after I put all the inks in it. This right here is actually wax. I waxed some paper just for experimenting with that. And maybe that's actually a good idea to use this for, is to put things in here that I experiment. It's kind of like the artist is called the accidental artist. Maybe a few fun, interesting things that I'll throw in here that I actually make or create accidentally that I just feel like I can't throw away. That might be a good thing to use it for. Now, this one is just a funny junk journal. I get these at the dollar store, 6 for $1 usually. And I can't remember what I think this was just a large paper. I used some washi tape on it. And I'll just do a quick flip through on this, and it is kind of fun. It's just sort of, I don't know, just, gosh, I don't even know what to say about it other than it's colorful. And it will be fun to use it for something. Has a little pocket here. I like these funny tags. They're actually made out of some kind of, from some kind of company or something. It looks like Pendaflex or something, and I really like them. It looks like they had numbers on them, but they had this little clip on them already, and I thought, oh, that's cute there. And I like the tabs coming from the top anyway there. And so that's the next one that I made. And I'm just saving these aside. We'll see what I'm going to do with them. Maybe if I do something, I'll come back and do another video on some of these. This one is a single signature, but it's pretty packed. And I think this was a calendar or something. I'm not even sure. But I added some large rickrack on it and washi tape, and it's kind of fun. I tied it with ribbon here, and it's already pretty full, so I'll probably just have to do some writing in it. I made a little one here to go in here. I really like this small one. It's pretty. Got pretty paper. And sometimes when I get things from the thrift store, I make smaller things to put in here. There's a little place here. It has some tags. And I think a lot of these tags here were made from when I did jelly plate printing, which I'm going to do a video on jelly plate printing. Here's another little place for little tags, a tiny one and a big one. The same rickrack there. It's just fun, basically. And I will come up with something. Some of this is overpaint on things. This is something I was experimenting with when I was sewing little items into plastic top loaders and then cutting them out. More extra tags there. This is more of my jelly plate printing, and so is this. I think this was from a calendar. I like these see-through pockets. Just tags that were sitting. I have several containers of just tags that I collect. Sometimes I get them from the thrift store. Sometimes I make them. This is another one of those things that I sewed into plastic top loader, and I like that one, and I used it here for a place to hold a tag. This was, I think, for something to have to do with the air conditioning, but I thought it was so cute. I'll figure out something. This one it just says marbles, and they had these pretty little beads, and I really like this one. As you can see, it's... Sometimes I use these junk journals just for my journaling and, you know, everyday life of when I, you know, something with the grandchildren, and then I write in here and put pictures of them. It's a lot more fun thing to do than regular, you know, scrapbooking. I tried scrapbooking for a while, and I just really got tired of it, and it wasn't crazy enough for me. And so this is a little more, you know, free and more fun. So that's probably what I'll end up using that one for, as another one of my just scrapbooking of events. And this one is just funny, and I don't even know how to bind it, but I really like it. I found an old book. I think it was a Victorian book. I'm not really sure. And I found this feather. I like that. I'm going to use that. And it was literally falling apart. And I took the pages apart and then redid them. And now this is not bound yet, but I will find a way. And I'm still working on this. And I did a lot of sewing in these. These are the pages. And as you can see, I started to think, because I was going to use, I'll probably use rings on this. And I didn't really like that. I even tried using a piece of ribbon, and I didn't like that, so I'll come up with something. But most of these pages are from old books and old antique or very old things, and I started sewing into them, and it did have this section that was just literally falling apart, this book. And so I will be putting this together, but I love the look of it. It looks just, you know, shabby and weird, and yeah, it's a lady's home journal. That's what it was. And so I love all the papers on this. Some of them have been aged, but a good share of them are not. Documents. So I'm actually kind of going through these in a strange way. Even this had a hole in it like that. And I thought, how fun. But look at the interesting images on that. I think this is probably about 120 years old or so, but nobody else wanted it, and so I thought, oh, I'll take it because that'll be fun. I used pieces of antique cloth and you know, all sorts of things like that. Children's, some school books from, must be at least from the 50s or before, some of this, because it looks like it's not regular photocopy on this. And used pieces of antique lace and sewed it. So that one, and you can see the images there. But yes, I will put it together, but I'm still thinking about it, how to do that. Some old letters I tied into that one. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting page. But I think when it's done, it'll be fun. Maybe I will do something about my grandmother that I dearly loved. And this, if you can see, this is several pages that are sewed together. And I like the way it looks better that way. Some of the pages didn't, you know, have just a little bit of writing on it. And I made sure I used all the images I possibly could. But yes, I think my grandmother, who I dearly loved, might appreciate me using this to remember her, thoughts of her, because I have a lot of memories. This is the actual back of the book. I have not aged that. I did add some gel medium, though, because it was falling apart, and I didn't want it to fall apart even more, and I punched holes. So right now, I just keep it together with this really interesting old feather and this beautiful old bag that I found, and I find a lot of things at thrift stores, and I'm sure I found this at a thrift store. So I just keep it in here like this for now until I figure out what I'm going to do. But my grandmother comes to mind, so that's what I think I'll do for her. But I just wanted to show you some of my ideas, and I'll probably show you some more because I'm working on something constantly, and I'll just keep you updated on some of the fun things I do. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a nice comment and check out my free giveaways. Thank you.